Hello and welcome to World Talks on TVP World with me, Ashim Kumar. Germany is facing a political reckoning as the far-right Alternative for Deutschland, AfD, party surges in popularity, coming second in recent federal elections with 20.8% of the vote, a doubling of the result in the previous election. Amid the growing support of young voters and a deepening national divide over immigration and identity, the Domestic Intelligence Service has now branded the AfD a threat to democracy. How influential is the AfD likely to be in German politics going forward? Well, joining us to unpack the implications is Rolf Nikel. He's former German ambassador to Poland and a seasoned expert in European diplomacy. Ambassador, welcome to TVP World, and thank you very much for taking the time.
Good evening. Thank you very much for having me.
Good evening, sir. So talk us through the intelligence agency, the BFV, labeling the AfD as a threat to democracy.
Well, I would say that the Federal Office for the Protection of the Constitution dropped the bombshell today. It classified the AfD, Alternative für Deutschland, as an extremist, as a confirmed extremist right-wing organization. Now, it doesn't come as a surprise, as the Bundesamt für Verfassungsschutz, the Office for the Protection of the Constitution, has already classified parts of the AfD in regions as confirmed right-wing extremist organizations. So it's not a big surprise that it now also classifies the whole party as such. It is based on a 1,000 pages long document that has been prepared, in which it specifies the reasons for that classification. Now, it's an advisory opinion that will have certain impact on the political debate in Germany, but only indirectly so, because the AfD will attack this opinion in court. They've already said so, and they will do that as they have done with other opinions delivered by this Federal Office of the Protection earlier on. So that will go that way. But there will be, of course, it will fuel the debate in Germany about the question of a prohibition of the AfD as a political party.
Yes, now you see, this is what I don't understand, Ambassador, and perhaps you can help clarify it. On the one hand, the AfD has doubled its popularity, especially in the east of Germany. And on the other hand, they've gone through a democratic process, and people are saying, well, we like what you're saying. And on the other hand, they're being deemed a threat to democracy. Some people may consider that a way of suppressing the influence of the AfD. What would you say to those people?
Well, of course, it's part of the political debate, but it's clear that some of the comments that leaders of the AfD have made in the past have really led to the conclusion that they are fighting against democracy, that they have a concept of citizenship which is based on race and not on appartenance to the law, and they have made racist, anti-Semitic, and other comments that are not in line or in contradiction with our constitution. So it's the Federal Office for the Protection of the Constitution has done its work and has prepared a document that can now be challenged in court, which the AfD will. And it's based on, it hasn't been published yet, but from what has been heard so far, it's been based on a number of very serious allegations, and yes, the question is now, what can we do with this result? And as I said earlier, there will be a political debate now, which has already started, about whether it's necessary to prohibit the AfD as such. Of course, it's a big deal because it's the biggest opposition party in Germany, and they will double their members in parliament for in the next legislature. So it's that's why I'm said in the beginning they dropped the bombshell.
Yes, well, it certainly is a bombshell. Now, a large part of the base for the AfD, or voters for the AfD, were young people, as were a large part of those that voted for extreme left-wing parties. Does that surprise you, that demographic?
Well, I mean, it's partly because they did a good job with social media. I mean, if you look at the social media accounts of the extremist parties, you can easily see that they are doing a good job. They know how to deal with this, and they are basing their political commentaries on this new social media, and they're very successful in that. And of course, they are. I mean, let's face it. We have, like in other European countries, we have a number of economic problems. We have the security situation. We have people not knowing how to pay for their rent, etc. So there are serious economic problems and security problems, and people and parties like the AfD, like in other countries, are instigating fears and that's what I think works for them quite well, and therefore I think the main issue now is how to address the political grievances on which the AfD thrives, and not on some debate about the judicial consequences of this verdict of the Federal Office for the Protection of the Constitution today. We need the new government needs to really debate with them and show that their opinions on these issues are populist and not leading to any solution for the real problems of the people of today.
But I mean, there must be something there, Ambassador, that has an appeal. Do you think that the leading party is going to, adopt some of the principles which are popular amongst especially the younger generation, to make themselves, so the Christian Democrats, to make themselves more palatable to that audience?
Well, I mean, one of the most important issues is, of course, migration policy. I mean, the AfD thrives on the influx of immigrants into Germany. Now the figures have come down, but there's more to be done. And I'm pretty sure, and the coalition agreement argues in favor of change the immigration. And of course, it's first something we have to do together with our European partners in the European Union, bolster the force in our borders in the east, our common borders, like Poland is doing, and also decrease the pull factors for immigrants in Germany, which is still pretty generous with respect to those people. So immigration is a very important issue, but also social questions are very important. There's inflation, high energy prices, people can't pay their rents, etc. So the government has to address these issues very clearly and very fast, because there will not be much time. And we also have, of course, on top of it, all the discussions with the Americans about Ukraine. We have the discussions about the tariffs, which will also not really make things easier. So yes, it's important to address these issues in order to make sure that the public sees that the issues are attacked seriously.
Understood. Understood. Now, Ambassador, in the last couple of minutes that we have left, can you envisage a situation where the AfD does win enough votes to form a government without the need for a coalition?
No, definitely not. As we speak, they are at around, depending on the different polls, at around 25, 26%, which is still a lot, but they won't have any impact on the federal government in any way whatsoever. And they will have less influence even if the government does the right things. And I'm pretty confident there's a lot in the coalition agreement. So I'm pretty confident that those problems will be attacked now in order to decrease the popularity of the AfD. So nothing to worry about for the time being.
Understood. So we shall see how that develops over the next period before the next elections. Now, the AfD have actually won enough votes to formulate, to have a presence in some key parliamentary committees. How might that affect the legislative process?
Well, first of all, there is, of course, a debate ongoing at the moment whether it should be, whether AfD politicians should be allowed to lead those committees. They need to have the votes of the majority of the members, and if they don't get the votes of the majority of the members, they will not have a coalition. They will not have a commission chairman. In the previous legislature, that's what happened. Now they have more votes now, and there has been a debate of whether it should make sense to give them some chairman of committees. So that's still an open question. But even if they get those chairman position, that does not give them really too much of an impact on the day-to-day activities of the government. They can delay. They can obstruct certain things, but in the end of the day, they cannot stop the government from doing what it wants to do.
I understand. Ambassador Nikel, unfortunately, we have to end it there, but thank you very much for sharing your analysis with our audience. Have a good evening, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye now.
To you too. Bye.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of World Talks. Don't go away, though. Lots more coming up. Goodbye.